You're listening to the Creator Life That Is Beautiful podcast. I'm your host, Leticia Ringe, and this is episode number 61. Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to the podcast. We have another special bonus episode for you all today. And this time I am speaking to the beautiful Ryder. Ella is a life coach for women who want to strengthen their self-worth, love their bodies, and tap into their spiritual essence so they can receive unlimited abundance from the universe. So Ella is a YouTuber, she's a blogger, and she is also the newest member of my team. That's right, Ella is working with me as the community manager for the Make a Difference Soul Tribe, and she is also now my online business manager. So she has been helping me with everything behind the scenes that it takes to create this beautiful business and even to get these beautiful podcast episodes out to you all here. So it's so wonderful to be able to share Ella's beautiful energy and perspective on starting a business today on the podcast. She's been blogging and YouTubing for years, and she recently took it to the next level to start her own coaching business. And she's also signed up for a life coaching certification. She's just launched a podcast called the Ryder Show, and she's also just launched a beautiful 5-day body alignment challenge, which is for those of you who are looking to find more peace and alignment when it comes to your food and body. And she did all of this while taking Create Your Beautiful Biz, which is my 8-week group coaching program to start your heart-centered business. So Ella was in the first round of women who went through that program. She's also coached with me one-to-one and been a member of Embrace Your Feminine Essence, which is my online course for those of you looking to reconnect with your feminine energy, your cycle, and integrate all of this with your beautiful masculine energy. So Ella today is sharing with us all about her experience of taking Create Your Beautiful Biz and also her journey to finally giving herself the permission slip to show up for the work that was calling her in the world. We also have a fun conversation about human design. Ella is a projector, so we talk about what she's learned running a business as a projector and understanding her energy type in human design, and Ella's both practical and soulful tips for getting started in your business too. So let's dive on in to this episode with Ryder. Hey Ella, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited for this interview today. So can you start off with you telling us a little bit about what you're creating in the world today?
So I have a website and a podcast, which I started recently, called the Ryder Show. And I'm sharing all my health tips with everyone and how to teach women to increase their self-worth and their confidence and improve their overall feeling about themselves and their body image. So healing themselves from the inside out, basically.
Love it. And so tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are today.
So my background's always been in social media and marketing. I did a degree in English at university, and then I was predominantly interested in fashion and beauty for quite a while. And then I started listening to podcasts and learning more about self-development and delving into my more spiritual side. So I decided to get into life coaching, and I'm now doing a course with the Clique Academy. So I'm training to be a life coach. And throughout my own journey of being restrictive around foods, being overweight and then slightly underweight, I've finally found a more peaceful balance with things, and I just want to share with people what I've learned and help women that might be going through a similar thing that I've been through to find more peace and feel more ease around, and freedom, importantly, around food.
Oh, yeah, I so love that. And I know that so many women can relate with feeling like they want to find more peace when it comes to food and also their relationship with their bodies. So It's such beautiful work that you're doing. So I also want to just start off with a quick like rapid fire of some questions for you. It's
Okay.
just for a bit of fun, just so people can get to know a little bit more about you. So tell us, what is your favorite crystal?
I really like rose quartz. I think it's mainly for the color. I'm really a big fan of that millennial pink, like really pale pink. So that's one that I have in my room at the moment. I also really like amethyst, but as a child, I used to collect gemstones.
Did
Um,
you?
yeah, so whenever like a lot of kids when they go to the dentist, they get like a lollipop, but I'd be like, I want a new gemstone. So we used to go and like pick one out as like a treat, and then I had a collection. Don't have it anymore, but I enjoyed it at the time.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I used to also collect gems as well, and I
Thank
think
you.
like it's yeah, it was so fun. And but when I was I think I was like 9, I lost all of my collection when we moved
Oh,
house, and so it's always been something I've been very sad about. So I
mhm.
love that you were a little child collecting your gems. So it's a good indication you're going to be into all of this beautiful
Yeah, exactly.
spiritual world. And what is your favorite morning ritual at the moment?
I really like to take, I like to get up earlier than I have to generally, so that I've got enough time in the morning to get ready and not have to rush. I'd say my non-negotiable is always having some sort of podcast on while I'm getting ready. So if I'm doing my makeup or doing my hair, I like to have something on in the background, something positive to set me up for the day. And also music as well. Anything that's like got a good beat to it and makes me feel ready to take on the day. And also like a mindful breakfast. I always have to have breakfast, like without a doubt. And making sure I've got enough time to sit and eat and not like rush it down is important to me.
Love that. Yeah. Yes. Giving yourself enough space to really appreciate and enjoy what you're
Yeah,
eating.
exactly.
Yeah. I used to love eating and not having, like, not doing anything else, like not looking at my phone, not having anything on around me, just as just as a little experiment. And it was amazing how, like, usually I just sit down, I'm always looking at something, or I'm reading something or doing something, which I think a lot of us are doing. But to
Yeah.
just give myself that space to sit and eat without distraction was like such a big deal.
Yeah, I did that this morning actually. I had my phone with me to take a photo of it, but I had made an acai bowl, and then I sat outside in the garden. I thought I'm going to sit outside in nature and just appreciate the food that I have in front of me. And it was really enjoyable. It's like a mini meditation almost.
Oh, I love that. And so, what do you have a favorite affirmation?
I really like it's a Marissa Peer one. I am enough. Um, I think that's a lot of our problems or mind created problems are because we believe that we aren't enough in some form. And I think it kind of gets to the root of everything.
Yeah, for sure. And also, what is your human design type?
I am a projector, which was no surprise to me when I found out.
Actually, that'd be a great something to share. Like, what is one of the biggest takeaways you've had since understanding your energy type?
That I need more rest than I give myself credit for, I guess. So I've always been more like in my masculine energy, I guess. And I think as a projector, you're meant to work 3 to 4 hours a day maximum, whether that's spread out throughout the day or just in like chunks. But I feel like I'm definitely more productive working really like efficiently in like smaller amounts of time than I am working like 24 hours because I burn out very quickly that way.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. And my last rapid fire question is just, what is your favorite season? And you can think of outer season or inner season, whichever you feel like sharing.
I really like autumn. My birthday's in November, so it's not. I guess it's kind of tied to that. But I really like being cozy and jumpers, and I always enjoy that transition between summer and autumn when you can like buy coats and just start nesting. I really enjoy nesting and candles and cinnamon smells, chai lattes, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I'd say that was, yeah.
Autumn's such an amazing season, and that's one of the beautiful delights I've had since like living over it here in the UK is that you do have proper seasons.
Mm. Yeah, we don't
get
really
that in
get
Australia. No, not at all. Okay, so I'd love to know what led you to wanting to start a business.
I have always been someone that's been quite self-motivated, and I don't really like being told what to do in like the nicest way possible. I'm quite independent and just like working on my own thing and following my own inspiration, my own creative ideas. So I've always, well, I had a blog since 2013, I think it was. I started it at university, and I just kind of kept going with that. And I saw other people making businesses out of their own like hobbies, and I just thought like I want to do that for myself. So getting inspiration from other people, and then also just desiring the freedom to choose my kind of working schedule and work the hours that I want to, depending on when I'm feeling like when my energy is at its highest. And yeah, just like doing what I love to do each day rather than having to work towards someone else's dream, I think has always been my dream. And yeah, I just feel like now is a good time to finally just take it seriously.
Yeah, I can so resonate with all of that. And so you also have been, blogging and doing your YouTube channel for a long time. What led you into, was it the same thing that led you into like starting with the blog, starting with YouTube?
With YouTube, I struggle to remember actually how I started doing videos. I think again it was through watching other people do them, and I always was quite a quiet child, quite shy, but then I still had the thing in me that thought like I can do this. So I just needed some sort of creative outlet, I think, and I really found filming YouTube videos quite therapeutic, and especially vlogs. I always enjoyed just chatting to the camera, and it does feel like you're talking to friends in a way. And yeah, I just carried on with that, and I enjoyed learning new skills, so learning about filming and editing, and I've picked up quite quickly. I never tried to make things perfect, but I definitely enjoyed trying new things and testing out new ways of filming.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask that and it's so great that you mentioned that you considered yourself to be shy, because I think this is what's so beautiful about all of these online platforms. No matter what our personality is, we can find a creative outlet that works for us and for our message.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's why I love podcasting at the moment, because it just feels very intimate.
Yeah, it is. It's such a beautiful medium. And so let's move now to Create Your Beautiful Biz. You are one of the first women to join us on this beautiful experience. So what made you decide to sign up for Create Your Beautiful Biz?
I was really looking for some accountability in terms of getting like my business on the road. And I knew I had a vision, like ideas of what I wanted to do, but I think we often get in our own way and prevent ourselves from moving forward with certain things. And I felt like having a very concise and like structured program would really help me to move forward and have people to be accountable to, people that are going through similar things that I was going through. And I think I'm a big believer in like having expanders, that Lacey Phillips term, around you. So you're surrounded by people that have a similar vision, and also that makes your subconscious believe that you can do it too. And I find that really helpful.
Yeah, it's so important having expanders around you. And so did you have, like, when you first started out in, say, the blogging world, because that's how you got started, you've been blogging and doing your videos for, is it for years?
Yeah, my YouTube channel, I think 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
My blog, like 7.
Oh my gosh.
But it's changed so much. It's changed names, it's changed logos, the design's completely different.
Yeah. And so when you got started out in that, did you know other people who were doing it, like, personally?
Not blogging. Over the years, I've met people. It's been a really good way to meet other like-minded people, actually. Some of my closest friends now I've met through Instagram, which is crazy to some people, but not crazy to me, because I feel like that's the way the world's going. Like, you're connecting, you find like your tribe that way, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've met people that way, and it's just been really nice to connect with people that have a similar outlook on life to me, whether that's like the spirituality or just wanting to start their own business as well.
Yeah.
It's been really nice.
And how cool is that we can just cultivate our own communities because of all these beautiful online platforms?
Yeah, exactly.
So good. So tell us a little bit more about your experience during Create Your Beautiful Biz, and what did you love most about the program?
I really enjoyed again, the structure. I loved how all the modules were laid out like the perfect amount. So even though there was like homework, I didn't feel very overwhelmed by it all, because I'm someone that can feel overwhelmed very easily. And I actually really looked forward to doing the tasks that you'd set each week. And the calls themselves were always very motivating, and I felt I'd leave the calls feeling very inspired and like excited to get started. And it made it feel all like much more believable, and actually kind of owning that I'm starting a business, I've got my own business, and believing that's possible. And also having the other women in the group, connecting with each other on the Facebook group each week with our weekly business rituals that we do, and just hearing where everyone else was and how everyone's at different stages, but that's okay because everyone's on their own journeys. And yeah, it was nice to celebrate each other as well as celebrate what we're doing ourselves.
Absolutely. And so one of the things that we do, at the beginning of this is to connect to the soul of our business. How did you find adding that approach to the way that you showed up for your business?
It definitely changed things for me, because I think when you're starting a business, you have to kind of disregard yourself. Like you're saying, you have to see your business as a separate entity to you and not make it all about you, because when you make it about yourself, then that's when you're not aligning with the universal energy, and you're not doing it for the right reasons. And I think that's where I struggled in the past, because I was trying to make things about myself and like my life. But I think what you need to do is try and see what you're here to serve other people and what you can give to other people. Not in a self like depleting way, but like something that's adding value to other people's lives and connecting to the soul. And through the meditations that you led us through, and the perfect day visualization, which I loved recording, and just I think starting your day with that type of thing is just like changes your whole energy and the way you show up towards your business work, and it makes everything run so much smoother.
Absolutely. And see, so this is what we're talking about with the leading with the feminine. We've got to still take the action and do the work and move forward, but we want to do it from a place of alignment. And so, that's what we do when we tune into the soul of our business, and also to what our why is, why we got started in business, why this business, and like what, and planning out, well, what do we want to get from this experience, this journey? I think it's a really beautiful practice to make sure we all have when it comes to our businesses.
Yeah, I think for a while, because I knew I was in my more like masculine energy. So I was like, okay, I'll just lean into my feminine energy, and I did nothing. So I would be way too feminine, just like to sit back, and I wouldn't take any action. So there's a stage where I guess I needed to go through it, but I felt like I wasn't happy because I wasn't putting anything out there in the world. And I think it's a fine balance of doing both.
Absolutely. And for our fulfillment, we want to be creating. That's the thing. We want to be creating, we want to be growing and evolving. And so all of creativity and creations involves both the masculine and feminine. And it's not about, being in balance all the time. It's about being able to draw on both of these in order to produce something. And when we do that, that's when we get that sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. So like with you, Ella, with all of the amazing things you've been able to, now share with the world since, taking Create Your Beautiful Biz, and since, I guess, finding that better balance for you between the masculine and feminine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are some of the results that you've had since taking the program?
So I launched my podcast within the first couple of weeks of starting the course.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm very much like I said to you, if someone tells me to do something, I'll do it. But if it's like up to me to decide when, it can take me a bit longer. So I had my podcast idea in my head for a while, and then was like, you know what, it's never going to be like absolutely perfect, so I just need to like launch it. And I'm so happy I did, and had some really good feedback from it, and I'm still enjoying doing that. I also created a 5-day free video training, which you can sign up to on my website, and that's all about how to realign with your ideal body weight and how to feel more freedom around food, feel more ease around food. And yeah, I filmed all those videos. I filmed like 5 videos in one day, like one sitting. I had so much like energy, and I was like complete alignment doing it. And I wrote all the emails on MailChimp, like just in a coffee shop one day. So I think having, and that was during like the homework hours that I set aside each week with the program. So I think definitely having, like I said before, I looked forward to that time, and dedicating those hours of my day to my business. And I got the offer page done with your worksheets, your guidance that you had for the website, and adjusted some things on my about page to make it more like on brand, and see who I really wanted to help and who my soulmate clients were, because before I wasn't too clear on that. But now I'm definitely much more, I know who I want to work with.
Which affects everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It affects what you're creating, and affects how you show up. And I also signed up for my life coaching course during the program. I forget, it's like a lot happened at that time.
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah, I committed to doing that. So that was like a big step, because before I'd been kind of half in, not too sure. And then I was like, no, it's something I want to do. And then what else did I do? And last week, which I guess was on the, what's the word? So as a result of doing the course, I launched a coaching offer for June. So as I'm studying my life coaching, I want to be doing as many sessions with clients as possible. And I've launched a June offer where people can have a clarity coaching session for 90 minutes, and we can dive into any areas of their life that they're looking to improve on. So yeah, I put that out there last week.
Congratulations. That's so amazing. It's a big step just to, get these first things going. I mean, I think that these are the biggest steps we can take in our business, is that, just getting those initial things out there. So that's really, really well done.
Oh, and there's another thing. I did offer some free coaching for people through Instagram, and had some customers sign up for that. So that was really good practice. And I think on the coaching call, you'd said to me, like, what would you do if you had the permission slip right now, like without waiting for certification or anyone else to tell you that you're ready? Like, would you just go for it? So I thought, I would coach people. So I put that offer out there, and it people responded to it. So it just goes to show, like, I sometimes think it's only your ego and your mind that stands in the way of you living out your dreams.
Yes, absolutely. And so many of us will think, okay, I'll go and actually I'll start coaching people, or I'll start, serving people, or I'll start the business once I do X. And it sets us up for so much failure, because there's always going to be another X that we think we can do before we're going to be good enough to move forward.
Yeah, exactly. And I used to think that, especially in regards to like my weight, I thought once I get to this size, then I'll be happy. And I got to that size, and I wasn't happy. So it's everything's inward, and it's all about how you feel internally first. It's really like the key to everything.
Yeah, that's so important. That's, I've had, issues with emotional eating in the past, and I've tended to go up and down with my weight. And I've had the most peace over the last few years since I, stopped dieting, and I've been working with my cycle and recognized that, my body naturally changes throughout even just the course of a cycle. But one of the most beautiful things was just I love and accept my body exactly as I am, whether I've got more weight on my body or whether I've got less weight on my body. And it just makes the whole journey of life so much more easeful, rather than waiting to get to that, losing however many kilos you want to lose, because it really is the journey that matters, not the destination. Yeah,
it's all about how you feel. And I think when you're feeling good in yourself, then you're going to pick and choose the actions that are more aligned with you. And like you said, you do fluctuate. That's just a natural part of life. And the only reason that we feel bad about it is because we're comparing ourselves to other people. And that's where in the past, I went really wrong. I would compare what I was eating to other people and how they looked compared to how I looked. And it's just like a vicious cycle that drains your energy as well. I think I used to spend so much time thinking about food and worrying about it that I could have done so much with my time.
Yes, that's such a good point. Actually, that's what I like to also let people know, is that all of this time we spend thinking about, our body and what we look like, and particularly things that we can't change, like as in the way that we look. Maybe, we can lose weight, but it's going to take some time. And that's not necessarily going to make you feel better anyway. It's all of that time could be put into something that actually fills you up and brings you so much joy. And, like dieting, we all know it doesn't. Doesn't bring us joy.
I think it is for women. It's almost a way that we try and keep ourselves small because we're so distracted with like how we physically look that we're not creating things or putting things out there because we want to be perfect before we do that.
Yes, and isn't that incredible that it's also about being physically small?
Yeah, that's true. I haven't thought about that that way.
I know. That just came through then. Yeah, that's incredible. So who would you recommend Create Your Beautiful Biz for?
Anyone who either is in the process of starting business or has their business and wants to move things forward, has some ideas of what they want to create, or even if they don't, just want a bit more clarity on what's possible for them, where they can go. If they're really seeking freedom, doing work online, having an online business, and creating something that's soulful and means a lot to them, something that's personal, and they want to help people, want to give back, and do it in a fun way, do it in like a ease-filled way, and like having fun each day, and not making starting a business have to be this stressful, like hustling thing where you're constantly burning yourself out. And having a support system and some guidance to help you along with that, and other women that you can support and who will support you too.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned to do it in a fun way. That's definitely one of my core values and something that I really wanted to create with Create Your Beautiful Biz, because I think we can look at all of the things that we have to do, particularly the technical stuff, and it's just like, oh, well, I just don't even know where to start, and this all seems like such a drag, but it can be such a beautiful creative outlet for us all.
Yeah, I think the tech stuff can take a lot longer than people think if they're not used to it. There's a lot of like back end stuff when it comes to, say, uploading a podcast or even creating blog posts. It takes quite a while, and I think making sure that you are doing or creating a schedule that's sustainable for you is important, because you want to have time to like see friends and go out and just enjoy your life as well, because that's what life's for at the end of the day.
Exactly. And would you have considered yourself someone who's like naturally technically minded?
Well, I'm not sure, because I feel like I'm not bad at it. And I feel like other people, when I say I do all these things, they're like, wow. But I think it depends what your experience is. I've been quite good at picking up things, I guess, along the way, and just now it comes quite naturally to me. But to a lot of people, I suppose it wouldn't. That's quite interesting. Maybe that's just me being too modest. So I'm quite good at, I can learn like how to code something if I need to a certain extent. But I enjoy the photo taking, that side of things a bit more, like the making things look pretty.
Yes, the design.
Design's my thing.
Yeah, but I think this is one of the beautiful things, because like no matter who you are and what experience you have, these technical systems that we use, we can just learn how to use them. And, I didn't have any experience in any of the systems that I use now, like, the Squarespace for my website, or, the podcast platforms and all of this. And I'm definitely not a technical person. But we are so lucky to have all of these wonderful, tutorials and guides available that it just makes it, you just got to get your head around it in the beginning, and then you've learned that platform and you know how to use it.
Yeah, exactly. Like your Squarespace tutorials and your Canva help that you give throughout the course. I think having a structured worksheet. It's like speed things up a lot more because you don't have to spend ages Googling things. And I wish I'd had that when I started mine because it would have been so much quicker.
I know. So just for anyone listening, some of the bonuses that you get when you do create your beautiful biz are these Squarespace tutorial and Canva tutorial. And so I've just provided that because they're the systems that I use. And so I've just taken you through how to set up your website in a really, as quick as possible way, how to get your, head around the space. But of course, you don't need to use Squarespace. You can use another platform, and that you'll also be able to find tutorials, on YouTube and also on the platform that you choose. So amazing. Now, I want to ask another question. Do you have any advice for someone who's just getting started on this journey? Maybe they're thinking, I'm really feeling the call to entrepreneurship because I want that freedom in my life as well. Or maybe they're thinking, okay, I definitely know that I want to start a business, but I just haven't felt ready to take that first step yet.
I think my main advice would be to focus on the present moment and what you're doing each day. That will get you towards where you want to be, because I think if you focus too much on the end goal and the overall vision, then you start to feel a bit anxious and overwhelmed. So taking that aligned action each day and focusing on the outcome of that particular action rather than the overall thing, it makes the whole journey feel a lot more easeful and a lot easier. So yeah, focusing on the present moment and connecting to your why, getting out of your own way. And I guess when you stay in the present moment as well, you don't worry too much about perfectionism, because I think that was a big thing for me, being a perfectionist. So just, not letting go of comparison. There's quite a lot of things there, but the present moment.
Yeah, but the presence is what really helps you with all of those things, right? Because it allows you to release, that comparison, that perfectionism, and also the desire to want to do everything all at once and to just focus on, well, what is my next best step?
The way I see it is that you're never getting anywhere. You're always here now, like Eckhart Tolle says. There's no future. There's just the present moment. So if you can feel happy with what you're doing in your business in the present moment, whether that's writing a blog post or recording a podcast, then that's the end goal, really. It's kind of hard to get your head around, but that's it.
Absolutely. Well, it's the days that make up the months, the years that make up our life. So if we're not getting the days right, then we're not getting any of it right. Yeah,
definitely.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us all about your experience of doing Create Your Beautiful Biz and also your whole business journey. We're so excited to continue to connect in with you. So, and where would be the best place to do that?
So I'm on Instagram the most probably, and that's ella.ryder, so Ryder. And then my website, again, ellaryder.com. I do have my YouTube channel as well, which I'm sometimes active on. And so Instagram and my website is probably the best place to find me.
Amazing. We'll pop all of those in the show notes. Okay, well, thank you so much, Ella. It was so wonderful to hear from you, and I'm sure everybody's found this so incredibly helpful. Go connect with Ella over on Instagram, and thank you so much, Ella.
Thank you. I had so much fun. My first podcast interview.
Woohoo! So there you have it, my beautiful friends. That is Ella Ryder. Ella, thank you so much for coming on the podcast and sharing so openly and honestly about your business experience and your experience in Create Your Beautiful Biz. Now, for you listening, if you are wanting to also get started on your beautiful business and create it all in a way that allows for sustainable, aligned, and fun business creation, then I invite you to please go and check out Create Your Beautiful Biz and all of the details on my website. Just head to leticiaringe.com/create your beautiful biz. We are getting started next week on the 5th of June. Our first group coaching call starts on the 5th of June. And when you sign up, you get immediate access to all of the the trainings, all of the soulful business resources, meditations, and other beautiful bonuses that you get. And then we'll be diving into it all together to kick off the program on the 5th of June. I'm so excited for all of the wonderful businesses that you are going to create. Trust your desires. If you have the desire to have your own beautiful business, that is the only thing you need to know. When we follow our desires, they are always clues from our intuition, from our inner voice about what our work in the world is to do. So I hope you loved our conversation with Ella, all about, balancing your masculine and feminine as well when it comes to creating anything in your life. And I hope she also inspired you with her beautiful journey on blogging and YouTubing and now in her coaching business. I also love that Ella considered herself to be quite shy, and she's proven how it doesn't matter if you're shy at all. We can all step up and share our message in a medium that feels really comfortable to you. And just like Ella, she's now launched a podcast, and the same as Zoe. When you have this beautiful container around you, this accountability and support and this loving environment of expanders and biz besties, you are able to show up for your higher self and for your most expanded self in a much easier and also more enjoyable way. And so this is why I've created Create Your Beautiful Biz as a group coaching program. So not only do you have my support, but you also have the support of the other people who join the program, and you learn from one another, and we have a beautiful private Facebook community so that we can all continue to connect throughout the program. And you also have the opportunity of sending me any copy. So like Ella, she sent me, her body alignment challenge copy and her offer copy for her coaching and her about page and home page, and I got to look at all of that and provide any comments. And so it just provides you with that accountability and also another perspective. So you get all of this when you sign up for Create Your Beautiful Biz, as well as all the how-to guides on how to write copy for your website, what pages you need, how to set up your email list, how to grow a community in a high vibe way, how to set up your first offer and program, how to create an opt-in and a lead magnet, how to infuse your business with your soul, how to do soulful business practices, how to get your mindset on board, your energy, and how to also, of course, use the power of your cycle to create in a way that allows you to make your difference and thrive. Okay, my beautiful friends, that is all for today. I hope you have a wonderful week. Remember to go to leticiaringe.com/create your beautiful biz. There are only a few more days left to enroll and to sign up, and we are getting started next week. Come and hang out with me as well over on Instagram at Leticia Ringe, and make sure you also connect with Ella, and let's get this beautiful business party started. Thank you so much for listening to the Create a Life That Is Beautiful podcast. If you feel called, I would love it if you could please take a minute to rate and review this podcast on iTunes. This helps other people like you find it, and I also invite you to take a moment to share this episode with a friend you know needs to hear it.